Hello everyone, I'm Nancy. So today we will talk about Chipotle Mexican Grill and Australia. Chipotle Mexican Grill is an American chain of fast food restaurants such as USA, UK, Canada, France, and Germany. The special foods are tacos and burritos, and opportunities for successful for the company to expand to Australia.
Chipotle can be considered financially stable as it has the resources for internationalization. Accounting is 2019, and it reports the brand has increased its net income since 2017 after a decline in 2016. The company used the performance of the organization to get more funds from its investors. Chipotle's brand equity brands itself for being viewed favorably. As it attempts to enter Australian market, it ensures that its social media efforts are in the place. Moreover, it maintains its stance in its restaurants in the United States and in the 39 foreign markets. As Australia has a vast restaurant industry, Chipotle can use its hospitality and store management capabilities to appeal to its international clients. The digital pricing heights improved since COVID-19 pandemic purchased world event. Chipotle reports that it has invested in digital platforms, which have boosted its loyalty program during lockdowns.
We conducted a competitor analysis and identified 3 direct competitors: Guzman Gomez, Mad Max Fresh Mexican, and Taco Bell, all of which offer a variety of Mexican dishes and operate within the fast food industry in the current locations we're looking at entering. We also identified 2 key direct competitors, McDonald's and KFC, both of which have an extremely strong brand image, loyal customer base, and are also affordable on the same level.
With its digital platform, Chipotle is able to attend to the market needs with its delivery options and robust loyalty program. For market needs that had to be addressed is Chipotle's ability to change. These days, diners just want to make sure that they are safe and want to be in a store or purchase from a store that protects health standards as well as social distancing protocols.
I took in conducting a SWOT analysis to identify the strengths, weaknesses, threats, and potential opportunities of Chipotle's entrance into Australia. Strengths include a strong brand image, good working culture, a strong social media presence, and strong financial backing. On the other hand, however, Chipotle's menu is limited in comparison to some competitors. It currently has a lack of investment put towards its research and development and has a strong dependability on a small number of suppliers. Current threats include, but are not limited to, increasing competition, wage spikes, COVID-19 and regulations surrounding this, bushfires, and supply chain issues due to both corona and natural disasters. Potential opportunities for the company include an expansion of their product range, accessing new markets through new marketing strategies, and tapping into the drive-through market. Pestle analysis is a framework tool which furthered our understanding of the macro-environmental factors that directly influence Chipotle entering into Australia. Political factors include product pricing and packaging laws under the Australian Consumer and Competition Commission and the Australian New Zealand Food Standards Code and the Goods and Tax Service. Australians are becoming increasingly aware of the environment in which they live, and the pressure for us individually as well as collectively has hence increased, and therefore it's important for companies to be environmentally conscious. Social factors include the rise of Australians becoming more health conscious, an increase in the use of food delivery apps due to busy lives leading to a desire for convenience. Technological factors include the rise of food delivery apps, POS systems, cashless transactions, and the rise of social media marketing. When looking at economic factors, we can see that Australia's GDP fell 7% in the June quarter of 2020, and the Australian CPI for food and non-alcohol beverages increased from 3.1% to 4.1% in June 2020. Lastly, legal considerations include wages and worker rights under the Fast Food Industry Board and work health and safety regulations.
In terms of the marketing objectives, the first objective is to increase revenue by 15% every year for the next 5 years. The second objective is to increase total market share in the fast food industry to 7.5% in the first 5 years of operation in Australia, whilst also increasing market share within the Mexican food industry to 25% in the first 5 years of operation in Australia. The third and final objective that we have is to expand the number of Chipotle stores in Australia to a total of 8 restaurants in the next 5 years. So the locations that will be targeted will be Sydney, Parramatta, Brisbane, Gold Coast, Melbourne, Geelong, Adelaide, and Perth. Chipotle will target its business primarily towards millennials and working professionals employed in the CBDs of Melbourne and Sydney. Specifically, its target market will be people aged 23 to 38 that work in offices in these areas. The reason for targeting working professionals of this age group is due to the large proportion of people that go and eat fast food during their lunch breaks at work, and by placing these stores in a busy location, the awareness of Chipotle is likely to be enhanced as workers are exposed to the restaurant during their lunch breaks at work. The market entry approach used by Chipotle will be an incremental entry approach. This approach involves entering one foreign market at a time, and Chipotle has seen success using this strategy historically through its origination in the United States and steady expansion to Canada, UK, France, and Germany. Chipotle will use product strategies and achieve this through their diverse menu and their build-your-own Mexican bowl. This form of customization gives customers the opportunity to have their own made meal using ingredients they prefer, ultimately meeting a greater range of needs for different customers. This build-your-own bowl initiative gives Chipotle a competitive advantage over other popular fast food competitors who provide generic items on their menu, such as KFC and McDonald's. Guzman & Gomez and Mad Max have extremely similar prices in Australia, with their products ranging from about $11.50 to $12.50. With these moderate prices, Chipotle will look to implement competition-based pricing, setting their prices at an approximate 8.4% discount to competitors. By setting lower prices than competitors, by $1 roughly, Chipotle will be able to enter the Mexican fast food market and attract existing Guzman and Mad Max customers that are price sensitive. Promotion of Chipotle's internationalization will be done through TV advertisements and billboards, which will reach a large target audience at a low cost per person. Social media will also be used through Facebook and Instagram pages, which will also increase the exposure of the company at a low cost. Samples will also be used to actually provide Australians who are not aware of the brand and also increase that brand loyalty. Loyalty programs will also be used, and in this case, Chipotle will be providing cards to their customers, and after 10 purchased meals, the client is entitled to a free meal and drink. These programs will result in repeat purchase for customers with higher sales volume and clients feeling rewarded for their continuous purchases of Chipotle Mexican food. Chipotle's distribution strategy involves three modes: a dine-in option, takeaway, and delivery options. Partnerships with Uber Eats Delivery and Menulog will be established in order to facilitate the delivery of Chipotle products. This will be highly profitable for the company with the rise of delivery of fast food, and not only does this allow Chipotle to compete with dominant competitors such as McDonald's, but it also creates a positive customer experience through improved convenience. The two stores are expected to yield $300,000 in sales in the first year of business in Australia, which is on par with Chipotle internationalization in Europe. A steady increase of revenue is expected in years 2 and 3 as brand awareness increases for the company in Australia. It's also important to note that net profit is expected to be negative for the first 3 years due to high startup costs of establishing a new company in a new country. However, a movement towards positive profit figures is expected to be achieved in the medium term, about 4 to 6 years' time, with higher brand awareness and market share capture for Chipotle.
Implementing Chipotle's international plan has to take a planned system in order to allow any inconvenience that can cause the project to delay or fail. The project is planned to run for 3 years, with expectation that by the end of the period, there will be 2 restaurants in Melbourne and Sydney. The implementation of the project can only be successful if the steps are clear.
Analysis is conclusions. Chipotle is gradually internationalization in U.S. fast food industry, and it is necessary to pay attention to the two famous restaurants in Australia with the increasing convenience and price awareness of customers, and it can position itself as a high-end fast food chain. So finally, to make Chipotle a success, it must carefully implement a multi-faceted marketing mix.